Right. So today we're going to be diving into some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Matrix,
Right.
that scene in the Matrix Reloaded.
Oh, yeah, with Neo and the Architect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the big question, right? Like free will versus
Yeah.
the whole universe is just like a clock,
Yeah, predetermined.
predetermined. And that's kind of what we're looking at today.
Right.
We've got these excerpts from J. Christopher Westland,
Okay.
and the book is Free Will, Parallel Universes, and the Clockwork Universe.
Sounds pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get this, we're going to be looking at how like a 200-year-old
Wow.
physics problem
Okay.
might actually point to the existence of parallel universes.
Oh, wow.
So like think about that, all the choices that you make.
Yeah, the implications are huge.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah, if there are other universes out there, other versions of ourselves making different choices, it really makes you think about, who we are and the paths we take.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the Matrix though. Remember that program, the Merovingian?
Oh, yeah, obsessed with cause and effect.
Yes. Cause and effect. And then there's the architect
Right.
talking about how the Matrix is like this perfectly balanced system, mathematically precise.
Yeah, yeah.
How does that idea of a clockwork universe then play into Neo's whole struggle?
Well, it really sets up a conflict because in a clockwork universe, like the one that's described by Isaac Newton's laws of physics, everything just unfolds according to a set of rules, right? And Pierre-Simon Laplace, he was this brilliant mathematician and physicist, and he took this concept even further.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he imagined this being, we call it Laplace's demon now, but this being would know the exact position and momentum of every particle in the universe.
Oh, wow.
And with that knowledge, it could predict the entire future of the universe.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, no free will, no surprises, nothing.
Yeah, just like everything is already, it's all set.
Wow, okay.
But this view didn't last forever, right?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
And this is where Thomas Young comes in. He was a real Renaissance man.
Wow.
I mean, he not only deciphered hieroglyphics, but he revolutionized our understanding of light. And in the early 1800s, he did this famous double-slit experiment showing that light actually behaves like a wave.
Like a wave.
Yeah, creating these interference patterns, almost like ripples spreading out in a pond.
So instead of light traveling in straight lines, like little bullets.
Like little bullets, right? Yeah, it's more like waves washing over everything.
How does that challenge the clockwork model, though?
Well, imagine a universe where everything is predictable, like billiard balls colliding on a table.
Okay, yep.
That's the clockwork universe.
Okay.
But Young's experiment showed that things might not be so simple, Light, this fundamental part of the universe, doesn't always follow a straight, predictable path.
Oh, okay.
And this is important because it paves the way for later challenges to this determinism idea. Especially in the 20th century with quantum mechanics.
Okay.
You have people like Bertrand Russell and Kurt Gödel.
Right.
They started poking holes in this idea of a perfectly logical, predictable universe, saying there are uncertainties. Interesting.
Okay, so this wave theory of light throws a wrench into the clockwork.
It does.
But how do we go from waves to a multiverse? It's like going from ripples in a pond to like infinite ponds.
It is a big leap.
Yeah.
And Albert Einstein, he's the bridge.
Okay.
So his work on the photoelectric effect in 1905, this really shook things up in physics.
Okay.
He showed that light can also act as a particle.
A particle?
Yeah, delivering energy in these little packets called photons.
So like a wave a particle?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. How can something be two things at once?
Right. It's a brain twister.
Yeah.
That's where things get really interesting and where it starts to relate to your choices.
Okay.
This wave-particle duality, this paradox, it's at the heart of quantum mechanics. And this is what led Hugh Everett III to propose this mind-blowing concept of the multiverse in 1957.
Okay, well, hold on.
Yeah.
So we've got light as both a wave and a particle.
Right.
How does that lead us to a multiverse?
Well, Everett, he was trying to figure this out, right? Make sense of it and reconcile it with this idea of a deterministic universe. What if, he said, instead of one reality where light has to choose, maybe every time it has to choose, a new universe splits off?
Wow.
Like an infinite number of universes constantly branching off, each one a different outcome, a different choice.
So instead of one reality where everything is predetermined,
yeah,
there's like countless realities.
Countless realities all happening at the same time.
At the same time. Okay, that's a lot.
It is a lot to take in.
It's like every time you flip a coin, a new universe pops
Exactly.
up where it landed on heads and another one where it landed on tails.
Exactly. And in each of those universes, there's a version of you
Oh, wow.
experiencing the outcome of that coin flip and all the choices that follow.
That is a lot. It's like a totally different way of thinking about things.
It really is. It challenges our understanding of free will, the nature of reality, everything.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about what free will even means, you know?
Yeah, in a world, or should I say a multiverse, where every choice is happening somewhere.
Right, exactly.
So does this multiverse idea, I mean, does it completely contradict the clockwork universe, or could they work together somehow?
It's a great question, and it really gets to the heart of what makes the multiverse so interesting.
Okay.
Think about it like this. Each universe in the multiverse,
Okay.
it could still work like a clockwork
Mm-hmm.
with its own rules.
Right.
But the multiverse itself, that's where all the possibilities are.
Okay, so like imagine a library with tons of books.
Yeah.
Each book is a different universe.
Exactly.
And in each book, the story's already written.
Yeah.
But the library has every possible story.
Every possible story.
Wow, okay.
And that's how we can kind of bring together those ideas of free will and determinism.
Yeah. So in your universe, your life follows a certain path.
Mm-hmm.
But there could be other uses out there.
Okay.
Living different stories.
So in one universe, I'm a podcast host. In another, I'm like an astrophysicist. Or a rock star even. Like
It's all out there.
the possibilities.
Yeah.
But if there are infinite versions of me, does that make the choices I make here less important?
That's a question that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
If every choice makes a new universe, do our choices even matter?
Yeah. Like, does my vote matter if there's another me that voted differently?
Yeah, does it matter if you have the salad or the burger for lunch?
Right.
It's a deep question, and honestly, the multiverse doesn't give us easy answers, but it makes us think about what it means to exist and how much our choices really matter.
It's like, what if all those what-if moments in my life are actually playing out somewhere else?
What if they are? What if that job you didn't take or that relationship you didn't pursue?
Yeah.
There's a you out there living that life. What does that even mean about who I am?
Right. Are we just the sum of all those possibilities, or are we something more?
We talked about time being linear, but if the multiverse exists, I mean, does that change how we think about time?
It could.
Could there be universes where time works differently?
Well, Herman Minkowski, he worked on the theory of relativity.
Okay.
And he said time isn't this separate thing.
Right.
It's connected to space.
So like space-time.
Exactly, space-time. And that opens up the idea that time might not be as simple as we think it is. And with the multiverse, maybe different universes have different ways that time works.
So instead of one timeline,
Yeah.
it's more like a web of possibilities.
Yeah, a web with its own unique flow of time.
Like those sci-fi movies where people jump between dimensions.
Exactly. But here it's not just space that's different, it's time itself.
This is all mind-blowing, but honestly, part of me wonders if everything's possible in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Does that make my life less meaningful?
I understand.
Like if there's another me out there who's achieved all my dreams,
Right.
does that devalue my own struggles?
That's a natural thought, and it's something a lot of people grapple with when they think about the multiverse. But you have to remember that your experience, your consciousness, that's unique to you in this reality.
Yep.
The choices you make, the people you meet, the struggles you go through, that's what shapes you here and now.
So even if there are other me's out there, the me here, right now, is still special.
Absolutely. The multiverse doesn't diminish your individuality, it amplifies it. If anything, it makes things more interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like when you look up at the stars at night and, you realize that each one of those tiny points of light could be a whole other universe.
Right. It's humbling.
It really makes you question, like, everything.
Absolutely.
Not just science, but, philosophy and religion and even who we are as people.
Yeah, it raises questions that we may never have answers to.
Right.
But just thinking about them, it expands our minds, helps us understand this universe.
Or universes.
Or universes, yeah.
Okay, so let's bring it back down to Earth for a sec.
Okay.
If we are living in this crazy multiverse thing,
right,
where every choice creates a new reality, what does that mean for us? Like practically, should we live our lives differently?
That's a tough one. I don't know if there's a right answer.
Yeah.
But here's what I like about the multiverse idea. It makes us embrace the unknown.
Okay.
There are so many possibilities, we should be curious.
So instead of thinking there's just one right path,
yeah,
we should try different things, take risks, even make choices that lead to unexpected places.
Exactly, because who's to say what the right path even is?
Right.
In the multiverse, maybe a choice you thought was a mistake
Mm-hmm.
leads to something amazing.
This makes me think about what you said earlier about Herman Minkowski and space-time.
Yeah.
If time isn't a straight line in the multiverse,
Right.
could we actually, like, talk to or interact with other versions of ourselves?
You know, that's classic sci-fi stuff. But as far as we know scientifically, there's no proof of that.
Right.
But I do think the multiverse gets our imaginations going.
Yeah.
Makes us think beyond what we know now.
So maybe the multiverse is more like a metaphor then.
It could be.
Like all the potential we have inside us.
Yeah.
Even if we can't visit these other universes,
Right.
we can explore different parts of ourselves here, right?
I love that. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
The multiverse, whether it's real or just an idea, it reminds us about all the possibilities out there
Yeah.
to live with a sense of adventure, because even the smallest choices can have big effects that we might not even realize.
Well, this has been a wild ride.
Yeah, it has.
Thinking about the multiverse is, I don't know, it's awe-inspiring, but also a little scary.
I agree.
It's humbling to think about how vast everything might really be.
It really is.
But it's also freeing to know that we have so much potential, so many choices.
Absolutely. The multiverse, if it's real, shows just how creative and amazing the universe, or universes, really are.
So to everyone listening, next time you're struggling with a tough decision, remember there might be a universe for every choice you could make.
Right.
But in this universe, the one we're in right now, you have the power to choose your own path.
You create your own story.